So this is Gail Lash, and I was going through some of my folders and I found this letter from Cordelia Rieden, and she's from Pacifica, California. She is my great aunt, I believe, and it's addressed to Nevin and I back in January of 1995, and here's the letter. It actually holds information about our genealogy, so I'm reading it. January 14th, 1995. Dear Gail and Nevin, what a wonderful surprise to get your nice Christmas letter. Yes, I remember you, and I will tell the family you have a new name, because I had gotten married in '93. Congratulations. Your grandmother, Anna Rebecca Wood Bruner, and my mother, Nettie Bell Wood Bergman, were sisters. So then she goes on to say, Anna Rebecca Wood Bruner was born January 8th, 1885, and she died April 12th, 1931. Whereas Nettie Bell Wood Bergman was born March 29th, 1888, and died February 26th, 1955. And then she goes on to talk about their father, so this is where the information comes in. Benjamin Franklin Wood was born 1842, died 1913, was born in Ohio, fought in the Civil War, lived in Richmond, Kansas. His wife was Adeline McDaniels, was mother of his two daughters. She died when my mother was born. When my mother was 2 years old, and your grandmother was about 5. A neighbor, Cordelia Werntz, W-E-R-N-T-Z, took care of the two girls. I was named after her and my dad's mother, Ida Christine. My name is Ida Cordelia Bergman, Rieden, R-I-E-D-E-N. When I was about 2 years old, I lived with Aunt Annie and Uncle Glenn in Kansas City. This is Glenn Lamar Bruner. In Kansas City, while my mother was pregnant with my sister Beulah. I remember the time with a great deal of pleasure. I'm not sure if any of this is of interest to you, but so many people seem to be looking to their family history lately. My older sister, Annabelle, you can see where she got her name, was researching some of the family history just before she died. She went back to Hiawatha, Kansas for her 50th high school reunion, and while there, she and her husband, Joe Rutherford, drove to Richmond, Kansas to see what they could find. She took pictures of some of the old tombstones with names and dates, etc. She took one of our grandfathers, your great-grandfathers, Benjamin Franklin Wood. On the tombstone is Father, in quotes, as we knew the girls always loved their father very much. My mother quoted from him a lot and took care of him in his last days. He was crippled from the war. My mother said that he would never talk about it. It was too terrible. He had seen his brother Robert blown up before his eyes. His parents were born in Ohio too. Their names were Mary and Isaac Wood. I have the 3-pronged fork that Benjamin carried through the war. Margaret has his mustache cup and his old county school bell. I think it is great you fixed up the old Victorian house in Atlanta. It must be a very interesting place to live. Drop me a line whenever you can find time. I will be happy to hear from you. Lots of love to you both. Cousin Cordelia, or Cody, is how she was known. Wow, so there you go. That's our history.